Morning, Args. We're back.
We are back for more fun corn harvest. How you been?
Yeah, been good, mate. Busy week,
Good.
but yeah, glad to be back here because we had so much fun last week.
Yeah, it just went like clockwork, so I'm looking forward to this one going much the same, but we're going to move over the road and tackle the corn in the field over there, and we've got a slightly different plan. I think we're going to move down into the far corner, go and open that up a little bit. I'm going to set up some auto drive with the trucks and also with the grain carts, and you and I are going to spend a bit of time on some combines.
That's right. Yeah, just mix it up a bit. So yeah, do you want to have the privilege of setting up the auto drives this week?
Oh, I
Because you
can.
didn't do it last week.
Yeah, I don't mind. Can if you want me to. I think if we...
You're so good at it.
I'm so good at it. Oh, you did well. I was impressed with yours last week. They just worked smoothly. How about we take a combine over each and get a good chunk of the field opened up, and then we'll tackle the auto drive, because we need to set the grain carts up too.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Go and choose a combine and let's get going.
Okie dokie.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Hanna, Indiana for another episode with the Farm Sim Guy. We are carrying on with our corn harvest. We've got the field over the road here to do, and we're going to tackle it a little bit differently to how we did the ones last time. We obviously, like we said, we're going to spend some time in the combines and try and set up some auto drive for the trucks and the grain carts. Now, we didn't mention it, but we are going to just send all the grain, all the corn, back into our farm silo for now. I think we've got enough down in the feed mill, enough to get the pigs fed at least. We've got a couple of 100,000 litres in each, in fact close to 250,000 litres in each one, so that should go quite a way to making it a decent amount of pig food, considering how far the 30,000 litres or so went for the last lot of pigs. So that is the plan. I'm going to head down here, like we said. This end of the field's a little bit easier to get into, it's a lot flatter, it's wider. There's some good strips of grass along the edge, so a lot more access here. If we would do it back down off the road we were just in, we would have had a few more issues to deal with, ditches and things like that. So this one just seems like a lot more sensible place to do it. But to make that easier, we are going to get in here and open up the field just a little bit, because we do want to set up an auto drive for the trucks and an auto drive for the grain carts. I was going to say combines there for a second, but no, grain carts. So that is what we're going to do. So jump in here, get this opened up, and then we'll start working on those auto drive courses. Well, right, well, we've got this bit here opened on the end. That should be enough, definitely, to get the trucks down here, which we want to do first before we bring the grain carts down. So we're just going to leave the combine here. Looks like FSG's jumping out of his. He will go and grab the other one, and I will run over, grab the trucks, and come and set up the auto drive course. So we jumped into the Mac, we had to run down to the yard to make sure we were heading in the right direction from here, but I'm just going to actually back up. I want to connect to this point, because I think we're going to have to swing out just a little bit when we put that one down to be able to manoeuvre around this corner. I have to be mindful of the power pole there on the corner, so just swing out this way a little bit and then head on down here. Of course, we need to keep on the right hand side of the road. Little dig there at FSG, who managed to drive the wrong way down the track the other day at the farm. But yes, we are driving down the correct side of the road here for this part of the world. Now I'm going to go in and we'll go down the end and swing around and do a loop. Now ideally I'd want to park in a position that we could unload on the opposite side from the tarps, but it's just not going to function here because we need to swing in this way and keep ourselves clear from the trucks, from the truck coming in, just in case they clash. We can probably actually handle only having one truck for this one, but we'll just straighten up as best we can, come along a little bit further. That should do, and we're going to create a waypoint here, and then we'll also, don't want to reverse because that will create another point we don't need, and then we'll head on out and go and connect it back up to the main road. There we go, F33 truck, we are in field 33. We'll just get turned and swung out here. Careful not to drop a trailer into the ditch or anything like that. And careful to stay right side of the road enough that we have some clearances for the truck heading in the opposite direction. And then as we get down here, we are going to hang out a left and we will connect back up to the track heading back down towards the farmyard. And then we'll be able to run a quick little test and make sure everything goes where it's meant to do. Alright, we stop that there. We'll link that point to that point and we can stop our recording. Now, if we set this up for field F33 truck, is where we want to be filled. We're going to silo unload and we're going to be hauling corn. So we'll very quickly press play and we should see this run down through the unload point at the main yard, because that's the only option it has for turning around, and then go back and park up in the field. So we'll ride along here and see what happens. And there we go. Apart from the pesky little line that I've left turned on in auto drive, you can see there in front of us showing that the next point, everything seems to have worked pretty well. I hadn't realised FSG had taken the course for the unload at the silo, had extended that around the back of the sheds, but that was pretty sweet as well. I liked how that all ran. So with this one all set up, there we go, covers open, and a truck will pull up in a second and be ready and waiting for a loaded corn. So we're going to jump into the grain carts and we'll go and figure out exactly which one we're going to use, set up a course for it, and then we'll go from there. Not sure why FSG's just left the server, but we'll get to the bottom of that in just a minute. So next step here, set up the grain carts. We're just going to do a very simple loop. We'll run our way around, get pulled up next to the trailers, and get into a position where I know that the auger is going to go through and fill the 2 trailers. Now part of the reason I did want to do it in the other direction would have been it's better to have the truck and the grain cart heading in opposite directions. You're going to have a better success rate, but that should work there. We just need to put a trigger in just a second. There we are. Put that one there for grain cart unload, and then we'll have to set up one for the weight point. And then we go F33. Grain cart weight is our point for that. If we jump in here now and bring up our combine option, we'll set those 2 triggers, our weight point, which we've just created, grain cart weight, and our grain cart unload. There we go, press go there. It's not going to find a harvester because none of the harvesters have that weight point set up in them, but that should get our grain carts running on auto drive, meaning FSG and I are going to be free to run some combines. So I think we are all just about good to go. FSG's just setting up a course plate course there for the lead combine. We've got the 2 class Lexians here that we are going to be driving. We've got 2 grain carts set up here as well, ready to keep us unloaded and on the move. It could be a little bit problematic as we're moving through the field and getting over the other side, because it is quite a distance for them to have to go. We'll see how it works, and we should have one more truck coming back. We set it going from the other field. Would have had to run all the way down on that same course we followed and end up all the way down at the main yard, and then should drive back. So hopefully very soon we'll have that truck parked up here ready to go. In fact, I thought we might have seen it coming across the field or something like that. Let's see if we can catch a glimpse of it somewhere. Is that it? There it is. I can just see it driving along the road. There you go. Zoomed in, even easier. Alright, well it looks like FSG has got the New Holland up and going, which is good. That is going to make a start along there. And we've got it set up 3 headland passes, and I think we've set it up on lands. So once we get into it, we're going to set that going. I think we talked about the course plate driver working over in this end of the field, and FSG and I'd focus more on this end. A little bit more turning, a little bit more work down in here, so give them the easy one to take care of, and we'll see how we go.
Are we all good to go, Args?
Looks like you've got that first combine off and moving, so I guess it's time for us to jump in and press go on our ones.
Yeah, indeed. Auto drive looks like it's all set up and good to go as well.
I hope so. I hope so. The grain carts are set up. It's going to be a bit of an effort for them to get all the way around the field and keep up with us. We might get held up a little bit by that lead combine, but we'll see. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, I did say that there's something not as efficient about auto driving grain carts as it is if you've got humans driving them, but nice to try something different, isn't it?
It is, and you know, being a combine driver, we can open the auger. The second we open our auger, they should start heading our direction, so just bear that in mind. Maybe put it out a little bit earlier than you might normally.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you like driving with yours out most of the time anyhow, so that's positive though. Oh, they're moving. Just as we talk. Yeah, that's right. Just as we talk, first grain cart's actually moved, so I'm guessing it's got a call from the lead combine.
Let's see him squeeze between these 2 combines though.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. Let's not look. Let's jump in and just get going.
He's worked it out. Those nice wide edges of the fields have come in handy there.
They have. All right, let's get going. Let's get this corn cut.
Let's do it, man.
So finally into it, getting this corn all harvested. Good to see the auto drive has headed on up there to start working on unloading that combine. It would have had some in it because we had already used it for opening up the field. So I'm just thinking, looks like it's paused up there. Wonder if it is going to reverse up, cut in, and try and head on down to get the auto drive to unload, or whether there's not enough space. We'll get up there a little bit closer. This could require a little bit of manual intervention. We'll wait and see.
FSG to Args.
Go ahead.
I think it looks like our first combine has maybe hit a tree with its auger.
I was wondering what was
dead.
happening. Yeah, I was looking at it thinking it might need some manual intervention there, but perhaps it thought there was enough space on the outside of the field without having to cut in, which isn't actually the case.
Yeah.
Oh,
The trees are very close to the edge of the field, and
They are.
some of these fields aren't.
yeah, that's right. We'll get it fixed. So a little bit of manual intervention required. The lead combine had opened its pipe to cool the grain cart and got caught on a tree. So the grain cart couldn't get there, the combine couldn't carry on, and we had to do it manually. But that's all right, we have got it unloaded. I'm hoping once we get around the field, at least just around this part here where most of the trees are, I think when we get to the other side there shouldn't be any issues because of the train tracks. There are some trees along there, but we'll wait and see. We'll try and figure it out. But we'll carry on, we'll get into this, get the headlands opened up. Once we've done that, we'll touch base again, and then we'll be in a position to start off in a little bit of a montage and just see how things go. Well, we're finally making our way around the headlands, just about up to the end here. FSG started a few inroads. Our worker has done a couple of passes on the other side of the trees that are set up on the lands. If I was to say this was pretty smooth sailing, I'd be lying to you. If you want a bit of an idea, go and check out FSG's perspective, because I think he has shed a little bit more light into the trials and tribulations of getting a field opened up and some of the issues we've had. I've sort of skipped over them. We were more focused on getting things in here and up and going, so.
We're paying through the nose for these damn auto drive guys as well. Just spent $3.5 grand on them.
I saw that. It's not cheap, is it? So after he complains there about the $3.5 grand that we've spent on auto drive workers, we are now going to get into the field. FSG's created us a auto drive course, a GPS course, and he is starting there. I'm going to go and open the field up a little bit further down and just start cutting our way through, and hopefully we'll be able to get into this a little bit easier. Once we open up the end, it's going to make it a bit easier for the auto drive workers and grain carts and everything like that to get from point A to point B as well. So we'll get turned in here. I'm going to pick a line, press our GPS course, put our header down, carry on and jump into a bit of a montage, because I think that is about the only way that we're going to save this corn harvest from being a complete and utter disaster. We've gone from one side of the spectrum over in the other fields where everything just went like clockwork to having pretty much the opposite of experience today, but we have changed things up, auto drive and course play in different orders, so it could be expected in some way. But anyhow, I'm just going to carry on here and we'll catch up with you again soon. Well, it's taken some time to get here, but we are well and truly getting our way through this field. We've only got a couple of passes left here for FSG and myself. The courseplay driver's been doing some funny things. I've actually been driving away from their course and going and actually starting to find a grain cart to unload into rather than just waiting for the grain cart to come to them. So not quite sure what's going on there. It's not something we've seen. I don't think we had the drive to unload option selected for the grain cart, but for the combine, but possibly we did. Don't know. So we'll get through these last couple of rows, hopefully get everything finished, and then we'll be able to do a bit of a wrap up and see exactly how much corn we've got in the silos now, because that's the only place it's been going. We've been dumping it in our silo, and other than that, we'll be able to make some plans for next time. So we'll catch up with you in just a bit when we finish these last little passes. Argsy at FSG.
Go ahead, Args.
You look pretty full over there.
Yeah, as do you. As does the other combine. As does those two grain carts.
I think we've had a little bit of a bottleneck with the trucks, unfortunately. So, what do you reckon? Do we park things up for now and have a chat about finishing this off next time?
Yeah, maybe it's not a bad idea. I'm losing the will to live a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Right, I'll meet you over by the grain carts and we'll wrap things up, eh?
All right, buddy.
Well, mate, we went from the highest of highs last week with quite possibly the most perfect harvest ever to touching the lowest of the lows with this one.
It's been hard work today, hasn't it?
It has been, and all because, really, we changed things up and left the auto drive to run the grain carts, I would say, would be the biggest change.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the shape of the field or maybe running one on courseplay and two manually on the combines. Something made things not click today, did it?
Oh yeah, it just didn't flow very well. We didn't get into a good rhythm or anything like that. So yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah, these things are sent to try us. We'll know better for next time.
We will. Right, so we'll get that last little bit finished off next time. We're just waiting for the trucks. They got bottlenecked, and we've got full grain carts. So we're going to park things up for now. We will come back and finish off the rest of the field in the next episode, and I think we've got some spraying and a whole lot of other things to get cracking into anyhow, so no shortage of work.
There's definitely enough to keep us going, so not the end of the world. And I wonder if next time we just drive the grain carts.
Wow, possibly. Soybeans won't be quite so bad next time either.
True, this is true.
We will find out.
Thanks, mate. We've laughed our way through it in the background.
We have.
Yep,
through gritted teeth. No, it's been fun. It's been good. It always is good. Right. Well, I'm going to leave you to it. We'll catch you next time.
Yes, indeed. I am obviously in PAX next week, so...
you will be.
A couple of weeks before back, so...
Oh, maybe I'll log in and finish it off on my own then.
Well, you're welcome to.
I knew you wouldn't be disappointed to hear that. All right.
Oh, dear.
We'll see how we go.
Okay.
Well, you enjoy your trip. Have a safe travels, and we'll catch you back next time, whenever that may be.
Yeah, thanks, Ox.
All right.
Yeah, look after yourself. See you soon.
All right. Catch you later. See you, mate.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I think you've got the gist of this one. It has really tested our patience. Again, can't put our finger on it, apart from changing the fact that we weren't running grain carts, we were relying on auto drive to do it, and I reckon it could be pretty much a combination of everything we just said. Shape of the field, having combines on manual driving and course play, and using the auto drive here. We even had a few issues with the alignment of these courses, to the point where halfway through I actually changed the trucks around so they came in this way, and that still didn't work. So yeah, some things to learn from there. Maybe do it all ourselves, try not to automate it. But there we are all done and dusted for this episode. So as always, appreciate you all watching, hope you have enjoyed it, and catch you in the next one.